So we're going to start things off with Ian Donovan, and he's going to, Ian is an account manager here at PPI Group and works with customers for business development. And he's going to begin our presentation with discussing the logistics of this package and the way it's purchased and why these decisions have been made to package it this way and so forth. And then he's going to pass things over to Joey Whitney, who will then discuss the workflows behind these packages. So many of you, as you get involved in purchasing in this new way, will be exposed to products that maybe you haven't been exposed to before. So how can you leverage that and make that part of your workflow and take advantage of those new products that your team may not have had access to before. So without any further talking from me, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Ian.
Thanks, Wendy. So again, guys, I'll just talk a little bit about myself. Some of you might know me that are on the webinar, some of you may not. My name is Ian Donovan. I'm an account manager here in our Portland office, and I work with firms on the software side of our business. And today I am here to discuss with you the Autodesk Industry Collections, as Wendy mentioned. Talk to you a little about what those are, how they're available, how you can get them, also what's included, and how they can benefit you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So first things first, Autodesk is transitioning to, or has continued to transition to, the subscription-only business, which essentially means that we are, us as in PPI and Autodesk, committed to providing value to our customers with new flexible and simple ways to use and manage your Autodesk software. So as of August 1st of 2016, Autodesk delivered the Industry Collections, the most convenient and flexible way to access a wide selection of the most essential Autodesk software used in your industry. So all in a single collection that will continue to evolve and get better over time. So primarily there are three collections, but primarily the one that I think is going to be of most interest to everyone that's on this webcast today is the Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection. But there are two additional collections, which is the Media and Entertainment Collection and the Product Design Collection. So let's talk a little bit about what the Industry Collections mean to you guys. Okay, the Industry Collections provide value that well exceeds the premium suites at a very competitive price point. So in regards to that, that would be your Building Design Suite Premium and Infrastructure Design Suite Premium that some of you may own already today, or at least were well aware of. The collections offer greater flexibility and choice with both single user access, previously known as standalone licensing, as well as multi-user access subscriptions, which would be what most of you know as network version licenses. The simplicity of this offering with one collection per industry, again, the Architecture, Engineering, Construction Collection is primarily what portrays to you guys versus 20 plus different versions of suites and tiers to choose from, makes the decision and purchase process much easier for you guys as an end user. So let's take a look right now at what is all included in the Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection. As you guys can see, the three core softwares that we believe are most widely used in this industry are Revit, Civil 3D, and InfraWorks 360, but there's a lot more that also comes with the Architecture, Engineering, Construction Collection, both as a desktop applications as well as cloud offerings. So as you guys can see here, there is a lot of software that you get with this purchase, and also it is at a very competitive price point. There's things that would typically would have been in the Building Design Suite Ultimate. For example, Navisworks Manage for clash detection is now included in this collection, as well as some cloud offerings like Format 360 Pro, Insight 360, Recap 360 Pro, and a few others on there as well. So this is again what is all included in the Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection. So let's discuss a little bit more how you can reimagine your infrastructure design for those infrastructure folks that are on the webinar today. So first thing, get all the right tools in the AEC collection. Deliver your civil infrastructure projects using the latest BIM for infrastructure design and engineering tools, both on your desktop as we displayed the products that are available from the previous slide, as well as in the cloud that you need when you need it. Second, integrate your workflows. So help reduce risk and rework by putting your project at the center, connecting teams to intelligent 2D and 3D model information and to each other, enhancing the collaboration, providing better insights, and improving the decision-making throughout your design process. Last, embrace the future of infrastructure design as it continues to evolve. Work seamlessly across horizontal and vertical elements of infrastructure projects, both combining CAD, BIM, and cloud computing to optimize designs and improve project delivery. Let's talk a little bit more about designing great buildings now as well for the vertical side of construction. So first, again, get all the right tools, support all phases of the building life cycle with design technologies that cover conceptual design through construction, including BIM and CAD, all in one single package in the Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection. Also connect your workflows. So support team collaboration and benefit from better data continuity and interoperable design tools purpose built to meet the needs of all contributors to a building project. Last, put your project at the center. And what we mean by this is lead the way to the future of building with the latest innovative software and cloud technologies that give you unprecedented insight into your design projects in the AEC collection. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits to your firm and what it means by being able to get the subscription of the AEC collection. So first, get more for your money. As we talked about on the previous slide and what you all get in the AEC collection, there's an assortment of software in there that you get at, again, for a very competitive price point versus having to buy those individual packages. So really you are getting a lot more for your money, even more so than you would be getting in the old Building Design Suite Premium, Standard, or Ultimate, as well as the Infrastructure Design Suite Standard, Premium, and Ultimate suites. Also support your business today and into the future. So really stay ahead of the changes that your business has with access to a wide selection of the most essential Autodesk software used in your particular industry, while also enjoying a steady stream of new releases and product enhancements for improving your workflows on a daily basis. Also manage operational costs more effectively. So what we mean by this is that it helps your IT and procurement spending by standardizing on a collection of technology flexible enough to suit the needs of majority of your users by having all of the technology that is really related to your industry in the AEC collection. So let's talk a little bit about why industry collections, why they're available, and how they compare to design and creation suites, which is what you guys are previously used to. So first, why is Autodesk making this change? Because industry collections will provide a superior experience to that of both the design and creation suites. You're getting a better value. Industry collections provide value that well exceeds the premium suites at, again, a very competitive price point. Continuous improvement. Industry collections are designed to provide instant access to new applications and cloud services to meet changing business needs with improved workflows. In addition to this, the Autodesk desktop app will notify you when updates to any industry collection product is available, and you will also have control over which updates you want to roll out, when, and to whom. This is a big one here that I think is really important to take into consideration, which is getting more cloud services. Not only Autodesk, but other softwares that are always moving more and more towards the cloud, And with the AEC Collection, you're getting more cloud services than you ever have previously. So you will have access to more cloud services than, again, what is currently available in the design and creation suites, giving you guys more opportunity to leverage computing power in the cloud. In addition to this, when you subscribe to a collection with multi-user access, previously known as network versions, you will be able to grant shared access to cloud services, whereas with the suites, you're limited to a single named user per cloud service. Also, you're getting greater flexibility and choice of products. Subscriptions to industry collections will be available with single user and multi-user access and the choice of different term lengths, giving you greater flexibility to choose the option that fits your business needs. Today, subscriptions to the design and creation suites are available for single user access only. The package, let's talk a little bit about the simplified packaging, okay? So we've made it easier for you to determine which offering is right for you instead of evaluating a multitude of suites and then having to select standard, premium, or ultimate tiers as you guys are previously used to. All of your most essential software tools are now in the AEC Collection. So a lot of you might be wondering if you are going to be able to switch to an industry collection, whether that might be with a previous subscription to a suite that you might have had, or if you have maintenance on a perpetual license, what your options may be to get the industry collection. Okay? So starting October 7th, 2016, Autodesk will provide a convenient way for customers who subscribe to annual or multi-year subscriptions for suites and individual products. So if you have a subscription to Revit, Civil 3D, Navisworks, AutoCAD, if you did those before August 1st, you will have the ability to switch to an industry collection. Keep in mind, only customers with annual 2- and 3-year subscriptions to suites or individual products prior to August 1st, 2016 will be eligible to switch to industry collections. If you purchased perpetual licenses of design and creation suites with a maintenance plan, so the perpetual licenses before August 1st, you will continue to receive the updates, support, and other benefits as long as you continue to renew your maintenance plan. I think a big thing to take away here on this, guys, is that design and creation suites that you have purchased previous to August 1st, which was the only way to purchase software, those are not going anywhere. They're not going to be automatically converted to the AEC Collection just because. So you will still have access to those as long as you maintain the maintenance. So each year when your renewal comes up, as long as you maintain that, you'll continue to get the next year's version, the previous 3 years' versions, and the service packs, bug fixes, everything you're accustomed to with subscription. You will continue to get that as long as you maintain your maintenance. Here's another thing that I think is important on this is that there will be a time where you can switch a perpetual license on a maintenance plan to an AEC collection, but as of right now, that is not available. So there will be a time where that comes. It is in the forecast, but as of right now, we do not have a date to announce to you guys as to when that is going to be available. As soon as it does become available, we will be sure to remind you guys and inform you if that is something that you want to do at that given time. All right, last little bit here to keep in mind. Industry collections became available as of August 1st, 2016. Obviously, it's the 31st today, so the collections are available. And again, there are 3, but I think the one that really pertains to everyone that is on this webcast is the AEC, or Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection. Another item to keep in mind is switching subscriptions to collections like we talked about previously. That does become available October 7th, 2016. So if that is something you guys want to take advantage of, please contact your account manager here at PPI. If you're not sure who your account manager is, just call here at PPI and we'll get you routed to the right person. And then last, maintenance and subscription renewals. So current maintenance plan customers can continue to renew their suites and products, as I mentioned on the previous slide. There will not be any automatic conversion to a collection at this point in time. As long as you renew that maintenance on your current perpetual products, you still will continue to receive the updates that you have been accustomed to doing. Subscription customers can continue to renew their suites and products. So we've talked a lot about the opportunity to convert licenses that are on subscription currently to the AEC collection, but that is not something that you have to do. So if you are on an annual subscription of a building design suite premium, you can continue to renew that subscription for that particular product. So yeah, that's all we have for the reminder portion. I am now going to switch it over to Joey Whitney, who is going to further discuss the workflows and the combination of different products that are given to you in the Architecture, Engineering, Construction collection. Joey?
Thank you, Ian. I'm Joey Whitney, and my role at PPI Group is to help firms find various solutions for their Autodesk products. I focus on workflow solutions primarily through training, consulting, and support. So let's just jump in and start talking about some issues with the AEC industry and why we have to accommodate. So the AEC industry has to accommodate a growing population with what seems like fewer resources. You know, we're going to have to build, I think it's projected an extra 30% in infrastructure and building by the year 2030. So we have to continuously work smarter, faster, and build stronger, better buildings and infrastructure. So with that, I would like to jump into a few workflows and highlight a few tools and products where the AEC collections can provide assistance. So let's talk about the right tools as we've been mentioning throughout this webcast. Here are a few tools or workflows that we're going to talk about coming up. And we're going to really promote the BIM workflows because really that's what it's about, promoting collaboration and using the cloud features for analysis. So, you know, since we're covering the AEC collections primarily, we're going to look at the AEC industry with that architects, engineers, whether they be civil, structural, MEP, and construction firms. Architects are in a prime position to leverage AEC collections with the addition of InfoWorks, Recap, vehicle tracking, and Civil 3D into their workflows. Architects can incorporate preliminary site design in their conceptual models, manipulate point clouds, design parking lots, and create loading docks and vehicle tracking, and edit files natively in programs that they previously wouldn't have had access to, like Civil 3D as needed. So let's work backwards from my list, touch on the design tools available. Primarily going to look at Formit. Formit is Autodesk answer to SketchUp, but in an interoperable Autodesk format. I'm sure every architect is familiar with this house in this image. This is the Frank Lloyd Wright Falling Water House. This was done in Formit, I believe by Scott Davis from Autodesk. With Formit Pro, users can import satellite imagery and create conceptual designs on your tablet, PC, or phone. In addition, Formit Pro integrates with Dynamo Studio to design workflows and automate tasks in programming environment. So it's got a quick little video I wanted to show you guys about Formit to illustrate how simple it is. I have no formal Formit experience, so without, here it goes. I'm choosing a site. I'm going to choose the PPI building here, headquarters in Portland, and we are going to look at a parking lot across the street. This is going to be our site, and it's automatically going to snap to as our work plane. Going to drop in a few cubes for simple design. And because I'm a master architect, I guess. Let's drop on a roof. So what is a building without a roof?
Wow, that's amazing, Joey.
I know. I am incredible at this. So with the the drawing tools, you can actually snap some some points in, on the vertices, or you can actually snap them anywhere, create vertices anywhere. And if you connect all your lines, it'll eventually and automatically fill in faces where appropriate. So it's pretty cool. Just one more line. And voila, there's my masterpiece. And then you can fly around if you want to and whatnot. And then once done, you can just import it into Revit, or export out of this and into Revit. And for those of you interested, I'll send this masterpiece in exchange for the winning lottery ticket. So this can be yours. So again, Format is available on most mobile devices and tablets as well as Windows. And it's, obviously included in the AEC collections. So again, working backwards, on my list I had analysis. So let's look at Autodesk's analysis tool for architects and MEP contractors. So let's play this quick video. With Insight 360, you get real-time outcome-driven analysis to help build better, more energy and environmentally proficient buildings. You get to visualize and interact with the data. And you can, add to your previous workflow by building your models in Format Pro 360 or Revit. You can then, export into Insights and generate robust analytical models and, have great visualizations for presentations. And this is all derived from trusted industry-leading simulation engines. It allows you to create building energy, heating, cooling, daylighting, and solar radiation simulations. You can organize and share insights with stakeholders anywhere. You can just send these out, and people can make the decisions that need to be made. Next, let's talk about InfoWorks. And now, InfoWorks traditionally is not something architects have had familiarity with, but by incorporating InfoWorks, architects can do site setup and incorporate their buildings' designs into the actual site. To help sell a concept to the owners, or perhaps for marketing display purposes, users can create conceptual designs in Format Pro 360, save them as an RVT, and bring them directly into InfoWorks, or utilize 3ds Max for material assignment or photorealistic rendering. In addition to rendering in 3ds Max, you have the traditional rendering and rendering in A360 as well as Revit. So once in InfoWorks, users can create storyboards for visualizations or run traffic analysis for the proposed sites, which I'm going to talk about later. For existing buildings that will undergo renovations, Recap is a great tool to incorporate scan data into your model. Recap is Autodesk's scan to design tool, essentially. So with that, let's jump into civil engineering. Civil engineers have a few new tools included in that were either part of a higher level of suites or just as standalone products. So now they're incorporated into the collection, well, the AEC collection. In addition to traditional engineering workflows such as using Map 3D for GIS, Utility Design for utility layout, or Civil 3D for engineering design to analyze contours, slope elevation, watershed areas, volumes, etc. Civil engineers and other users of Civil 3D can take advantage of Recap, InfoWorks, Vehicle Tracking, 3ds Max, and Navisworks. Let's jump into a few workflows and start looking at how they incorporate into this industry. So let's start off by talking about the elephant in the room, InfoWorks. InfoWorks allows civil users the benefit of preliminary site design with minimal effort. So let's click this video I made. So with InfoWorks Model Builder, users can select a location by zooming in or typing the address. So let's pick a zip code. We're going to select an area. You can select up to 200 square kilometers. You can name it and assign it to a group within InfoWorks. And once done, it'll send you an email letting you know that the model is complete. It doesn't take too long, but again, that depends on the size of the area, the data available, and the complexity of the model that's being generated. Now, I didn't click enter because we don't have 10 minutes to spare, but I've gone ahead and prepared an area, which you'll see in this next video. This is Portland, a few of our bridges. So InfoWorks makes short work of preliminary design, not just with Model Builder, but by use of styles to change features such as road types. You can select from the roads over there, or you can select from the style palette and just simply drag and drop the styles onto the selected road. There are many pre-made styles to choose from, or you can edit and create new styles from custom catalogs. So let's select a road and just drag and drop that on. There you go, median bridge. Now I take this road every day, so if only we could widen roads this easily in morning traffic, the world would be right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well put, Joey.
All right. So perhaps one of the coolest features of InfoWorks to incorporate into your workflow is that of traffic analysis and mobility analysis. They're two separate features inside of InfoWorks, but they have a lot of analytical power. It's pretty cool. So let's click this. All right, so if you will, envision a scenario with a light rail stop or a retail parking lot such as this, in which you wanted to determine the workflow or traffic, parking lot analysis, and or visualize pedestrian movement. InfoWorks can certainly accommodate. So look at all the people running around and traffic going by. Help you get better insights for your buildings and infrastructure design. So point clouds are great in InfoWorks, but you can't talk about point clouds without talking about recap. So if you're working with large point clouds such as LiDAR or scan data, InfoWorks can handle the large files with minimal effort. Simply register the scans with recap, import the RCP or RCS file into InfoWorks, and let it do its thing. We have had clients working with 100+ million points in one file and run into some performance issues with Civil 3D. Especially when trying to create a single surface out of all those points. So nowadays, large files are not uncommon, as LiDAR files tend to be huge, and with drone scanning and mobile scanners being used on more and more projects, we now have the ability to take over 100,000 points per second. So by incorporating InfoWorks into your workflow, you will be able to work much more quickly, and with these large files, because InfoWorks uses the cloud as well as GPUs for its processing power. Now, InfoWorks doesn't currently take the .las LiDAR file, so incorporating recap into the workflow is beneficial, as InfoWorks will take that RCP or RCS format that is native to recap. So the workflow, again, is recap for registration and file conversion, then InfoWorks for processing and visualization. From there, you can export it out to your design application of choice, which in this instance would probably be Civil 3D. Another great tool that was previously an add-on but is included in the collection is vehicle tracking. Vehicle tracking provides swept path analysis within the AutoCAD environment. For those of you unfamiliar with the term swept path analysis, just think about a semi-truck and trailer making a sharp turn. This software allows you to run simulations with various vehicle types. It works great for airport layout. In addition to swept path analysis, you can also create dynamic roundabouts near effortlessly. You can create the whole roundabout corridor in vehicle tracking, which again sits on top of your AutoCAD product. So I'd like to point out a few familiar but perhaps underutilized applications from prior infrastructure suites that are available in the AEC collections. That would be 3ds Max and Navisworks. Civil users can provide realistic renderings in 3ds Max with Civil View, which is a great tool for transportation design. It is highly underutilized. In addition, users can utilize Navisworks Manage for aggregation and clash detection. Navisworks is not just a tool for construction and MEP firms. It can be utilized by civil engineers and surveyors for subterranean, underground pipe clashes. So structural engineers. Structural engineers have a few new tools to be excited about incorporating into the workflows as well. Structural engineers that are using Revit can leverage the architect's model by way of work sets and copy monitor, traditional Revit workflows. But on the building side, structural engineers that stay in Revit can take advantage of structural analysis for Revit, which is powered by the robot structural analysis engine. And it's in the cloud, so it doesn't bog down your machine's computing power. A lot of these analysis tools, they all run in the cloud, and the rendering tools, they run in the cloud so that they don't weigh your machine down. So users can run static analysis from Revit and get presentation level results like this. For structural engineers working on bridges that are existing structural engineers can leverage the previously mentioned scan data to Recap 360 to InfoWorks 360 workflow. For new bridges, simply use Model Builder inside of InfoWorks 360 to create a 3D model of a site. Also useful for a new site design for civil and architectural projects. On the architectural side, we already mentioned it, you would just bring it into Format and Revit and bring those into InfoWorks. Now I have a quick video of how simple it is to create a bridge in InfoWorks and export it out to Revit. So structural engineers can work with the civil team members to design roads in InfoWorks or convert plan roads that come from the model builder to design roads. So structural engineers can use InfoWorks 360 to build preliminary bridge components that use the AASHTO standards, export to Revit, and then you end up with something like this. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the conversion. In the background, it's launching the Inventor engine to create much of the Revit components. I went ahead and did this part, as you can see here. So we have the structure, so we can see the structural components inside of Revit without waiting the extra 10 to 15 minutes. Another alternative to the InfoWorks to Revit workflow is to build the corridor and components in Civil 3D for the holistic, with the holistic approach in mind, and bring that information into Revit structure design. And that's by way of the newer released plugins, Civil Structures. It is a great bridge modeling extension. With it, users have access to road and terrain definition data. It's bidirectional with Civil 3D, so you can go back and forth. And you can get bridge definitions for concrete slab, concrete box girder, concrete slab with girders, and then it does all your document generation for bridges, and you can create customized bridge families in it. So in addition to structural engineers can incorporate Dynamo into their Revit design workflow for advanced design capabilities. Once again, Dynamo Studio allows users to design workflows and automate tasks in a programming-like environment. And much like the other disciplines, users in this field can take advantage of Navisworks Manage for clash detection and data aggregation, as well as 3ds Max for rendering. So to recap, structural engineers can leverage Recap, InfoWorks, Civil 3D, Structural Analysis for Revit, Dynamo, Navisworks, 3ds Max, and various plugins that are within inside Revit for product interoperability. So as you can see, structural engineers have plenty to be excited about. MEP contractors and engineers can leverage AutoCAD 360 Pro for collaboration and coordination with architects. Structural engineers can also benefit from it as well. There's also an A360 C4R program that is just for Revit model sharing, and it's not included in the suites, but it is a great tool. When working with existing Revit models, much like Revit structure, or much like structural engineers, MEP contractors can use tools such as Workset and Copy Monitor as well, so the same traditional workflows. In addition to Revit, MEP contractors can take advantage of AutoCAD MEP or Plant 3D design for piping design and analysis. For remodels and retrofits, scan data can be incorporated and leveraged with Recap as well. But if utilizing Revit, MEP contractors can take advantage of the new fabrication components inside of Revit 2017. These components allow users access to the fabrication components from the Autodesk fabrication software libraries like CamDuct and CAD MEP. Insight 360, we had talked about this earlier, but it provides analysis for building energy, heating, and cooling analysis, which is particularly important to MEP contractors. And as with traditional workflows, MEP firms can continue to use Navisworks Manage for clash detection. We were talking about BIM at the start of this, and since BIM is really about the whole life cycle of a project, MEP contractors have an opportunity to use this plugin called Revit DB Link. Before, you had to have a subscription to have access to this plugin, but now it's in the suites, or the collection, sorry. With this plugin, you can export FM data for continued life cycle management. This allows designers to place warranty and other parameter data into the database with the click of a button. So Revit, press a button, and it populates your Access, Excel, or SQL databases that you have set up. Another useful tool worth mentioning that is not included in the AEC collections is that of Autodesk Point Layout, or APL as it's dubbed. APL allows designers to batch, place, and export points in Revit, AutoCAD, and Navisworks for layout teams. And I bring this up just because it is a remarkable tool for the MEP trade. They export a DWG along with the point data and underlay the DWG on their data collector with the points. It's great for MEP contractors, construction firms, structural designers, anybody who needs to place, embeds, hangers, pipe sleeves, locate slab edges, and the like. Regarding construction, since many construction firms aren't doing a lot of the design work, they tend to rely on Navisworks as it's not a design application. Although many construction firms will utilize the Revit model and or AutoCAD for viewers and coordination, they rarely are responsible for design work. Depending on the project delivery type, construction management at risk, design bid build, design bid, multi-prime, integrated project delivery, or what have you, you may work off live model for coordination, and in this instance, you would utilize Revit. Construction firms are taking on more and more these days. Several of our clients, particularly those that are mid to large size construction firms, they have their own BIM VDC department that oversees coordination and often structural layout, as mentioned in the previous slide regarding APL. In addition, construction firms are leveraging Navisworks for clash detection, scheduling and cost, and as a measurement tool. Construction firms, as well as MEP contractors, can utilize the AutoCAD 360 Pro because it allows you mobile file viewing as well as markups in the field. So it's a great way to just bring your tablet out there and make markups as you see fit. So that's just a few of the tools and workflows regarding the AEC collections and how you can use the products in new ways. A lot of these were existing products, but they're new to various industries. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Ian to talk about the benefits one last time.
Thanks, Joey. That was a great job you did there. Thank you guys again for all taking the time to be with Joey and myself today. So just to reiterate here, the AEC Collection Benefits. So we've discussed all of these, but really there's a lower cost of entry. So the AEC Collection, big one that comes to mind is a lot of those point products that weren't originally included in either Infrastructure Design Suite Ultimate, as you guys previously knew, or Building Design Suite Ultimate, are now all given to you at a very competitive price point. And I know that probably a lot of you are wondering, well, hey Ian, how much does it cost? So I will give you guys that information. Anyone that has that question, I will follow up with you personally or have your account manager give you a call and talk to you about the single user cost as well as a multi-user cost, so you guys can take that information and discuss it internally. Another benefit, simplified and flexible. So again, we spoke on this earlier. It is a very simplified packaging. Previously, there were building suites, there were infrastructure suites, 3 different versions for each sector. Now it is all under one. So it's a very, very simple way for you guys to get all the software that you might use at the core, whether it's Revit and AutoCAD or it's Civil 3D and InfraWorks. But you're also getting a lot more software available to you that maybe you always thought would be of benefit to you, but you just couldn't justify the cost of buying 3 different softwares that weren't necessarily in a suite. Now it's very simplified. You guys have it available to you. Let me put it this way. If you are an architect and you use Revit and AutoCAD, depending on the needs of the project, it is less expensive for you to purchase the AEC collection both on a single user and multi-user level than it is just to buy those 2 products separately. So I'll just let that sink in a little bit. Also another benefit, 3 named users per license for cloud use. So it allows you guys to be a lot more flexible with Autodesk cloud offerings, which they are continuing to develop each and every day and come out with new offerings as well that will always be updated into the AEC collection as it is ever evolving. Improved collaboration. So we talked about this as well. The different things that are available, the different software packages for collaborating with different design members on the project lifecycle. That is now available to you, not as a separate add-on or a separate cloud offering from your core suite package or your perpetual product or point product, it's all available to you in the AEC collection. Improved analysis. Joey touched on this quite a bit in his presentation today. the different tools that are available for you in that regard. Insight 360, Format 360 Pro, to name a few that are available to you guys for that analysis tool. And then again, new tools and enhancements. Autodesk has come out with quite a few new products to their portfolio, and instead of keeping those separate excuse me, from the collection as they continue to come out and develop, they have been included in the collection for you guys to use. Now, I know that we went over a lot of information today and might have been a lot of tools that you guys are either brand new to seeing, brand new to hearing about. If you have any of those questions for us as far as wanting to know more about some of those products, please give us a call here at PPI and we can help you and show them to you and discuss furthermore what those can do for you guys to help benefit your business. And with that, Wendy, do you have anything else that you would like to add or that we'd like to discuss with everyone here?
We hope that we've provided you some value moving forward with your business decisions, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys.